a podcast to honor the gods.
This better come with a sacrifice.
Dave X Media.
I'd like to say I drove the enemy away from the Empire State Building. The truth was, Clarice did all the work. Even without her armor or spear, she was a demon. She rode her chariot straight into the Titan's army and crushed everything in her path. She was so inspiring. Even the panicked centaurs started to rally. The hunters scrounged arrows from the fallen and launched volley after volley into the enemy. The Ares cabin slashed and hacked, which was their favorite thing. The monsters retreated toward 35th Street. Clarice drove to the Draken's carcass and looped a grappling line through its eye sockets. She lashed her horses and took off, dragging the Draken behind the chariot, like a Chinese New Year dragon. She charged after the enemy, yelling insults and daring them to cross her. As she rode, I realized she was literally glowing. An aura of red fire flickered around her. Welcome to Of the Oldest Gods, where we discuss Rick Riordan's role as our godly parents.
Hello, I'm Raye from Cabin 12.
And I'm Charlie from Cabin 13.
Oh, hi, I'm Owen. I'm in Cabin 11 at the moment.
Yeah, he's still unclaimed. Just chilling there. It's fine.
Just vibing. Mixing in
Maybe
with the
one day
homies
we'll
kids,
figure it out.
Stealing things from pharmacies, you know.
Nice.
Yeah, stealing from the candy store in this book, right? Good stuff.
We do not speak of the stealing goods.
We don't? Oh, okay.
Secrets. We
No
can't tell
piracy
Will.
here.
Will can never know.
The goods, ads, the uglies.
Well, so glad to have our resident lore expert here, where we have a Sate or Die. Hey, remember when we talked about that, Owen?
Yeah, that was...
It's all coming back. It's all coming back around.
Yeah.
The cycles.
I was going to do a thing at the end of... I had a whole plan. I had like 4 episodes leading up to a big episode. I started actually thinking about the big episode, and I went, nope! And I've just dipped from it ever since. I'll get back to it one day.
You know, you gotta do your research before you, like, go into it, right? You gotta... And then that takes a while, and you gotta take a break between it, you know?
Can't lay the groundwork.
Podcasting.
This might consist the big T's. I've got a big project coming up, guys.
We'll be on the lookout for it.
Hell yeah.
Thank you.
All right.
Right now, we'll just have you sit on the hot seat.
Just like Percy. There you go.
Oh.
I
Good
like this
chapter.
chapter title. I think it's very clever.
I think it's great.
Yeah.
It's perfect.
Yeah, no notes on this one. All right, let me express to you all the events which occurred in
Yeah,
this
what
relatively
occurred?
short chapter.
What happened?
All right. So it turns out that Selena was the rat the whole time, which makes several things even more sad retroactively, but we all decide
What?
to ignore that now that she's dead because
Oh.
it's too upsetting.
Oh, no.
We don't have time to unpack all of that.
Yeah. Clarice picks up an Ares boon and goes beast mode on the Titan army, so that's fine now for a little while. And then
That's
Percy
right.
and company, they're gonna head up to Olympus, and in the throne room, they meet up with Rachel Elizabeth Dare, and she, for some reason, has the hope jar. They get that off her, and then she breaks up with Percy, which he seems a little bit miffed about, even though they weren't dating. And then Percy drops off Hope with Hestia as like a complicated symbolic gesture. We'll get into that later.
Mhm.
Percy, he gets up on his dad's chair and he nearly gets smoked for his trouble, but the conversation seems to go pretty well after that. And then the chapter gets cut off because the Titans are attacking again. The end. Again.
Every time.
Every time.
Constant battle. All the battle. Every time.
War do be like that.
It sucks, man.
I really hang on. So we really should change, just as a fandom, change what we call the Battle of Manhattan to the Siege of Manhattan, and then it fits in with the Troy theming a lot better because it's like Troy was under siege and like the same thing, and then different battles in it. So you got like the Battle of the Empire State Building, which is about to happen, guys.
You are
And then-
so correct.
And then it's
Like, we
also
should.
like the Siege of the North, like in Avatar.
I mean,
No, it's
not
just a
every siege is connected, Charlie.
That's all I can
Siege
think
is-
of when I think of Siege.
I think of history lessons.
Well, my brain is only connected to fandoms, nothing else.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of one of my fandoms is Greek mythology. Hey.
Hey.
Does that mean you're going to tell me some things about?
I'm gonna tell you some things. So, in case you missed it,
But shh.
I have found the precedent for satyrs turning into plants in mythology.
What?
I found
what?
it.
No.
It happened twice. Twice in mythology. If I had a nickel for every time that actually happened.
Gimme.
Yeah.
All right, so it happened to, I want to say his name is either Sissus or Kissus. He's a satyr who turned into an... Yes, I will kiss you. You're welcome. He's a satyr who turned into an ivy plant, and he's in the epic poem The Dionysica. So, fun fact, him, Linnaeus, our boy who literally gets turned into a plant in this chapter, and another satyr, Ampelus, were in this says foot running, I guess a running contest?
A foot race of sorts.
Yeah. They all love Dionysus. They were all just in love with him.
Well, who wouldn't be?
They're satyrs, they like that.
They are. It doesn't really say how he's turned into a plant. It's just like metamorphosized into an ivy plant while he was climbing across a tree. Cool.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he crept and then became a plant. Unclear.
Oh,
Thank you, mythology. Weird shit. But then the other guy is also the one he was in the foot race with, Ampelus.
Mm-hmm.
He is the personification of the grapevine and lover of Dionysus. He's either turned into a constellation or a grapevine. Because of Dionysus? Okay.
Yeah.
Makes sense. He's an Ovid.
It says here, upset by his death, Dionysus transformed Ampelus' body into the first grapevine and created wine from his blood. So all wine is satyr blood. So that's good to know.
But didn't he quote wine before he was a god?
Oh,
that's great. Also, Sissus, because you said it now, so I'm googling it. Sissus is also a grape plant, as in it's from the grape family. So more Dionysus connections.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, when I looked it up, it was giving me a plant, and I'm just like, is that the same plant that he turns into? Or
definitely.
No?
Yeah. It's gotta be in his honor,
ivy.
I get it.
Literally, his name does mean ivy in Greek, so that's good to know. But it's a vine in the grape family, so yeah.
Everything's grape.
So Ampelus is one of those I loved a god, and then he dies, and then turned into a thing.
Which happens to a lot of people, and not all of them are satyrs, so I feel like Rick has really...
his death is fun. He was gored to death by a wild bull because he mocked the goddess Selene, the moon goddess before Artemis.
Wild cows would go crazy.
Dude, what the fuck?
Just imagine a wild cow. Ugh,
yeah.
Terrifying.
Interesting stuff. But, Ovid is he's gonna turn into stars instead. So he turns into a constellation.
Yeah.
Which one?
Ampelus, the lover of Dionysus. He turns into a constellation in Ovid's version, but in Nonus's version, he's the first grapevine. So I want to know if that means that the satyrs they're all bloody from battle right now. They could just pour their blood into a glass and
and ferment
hand it around and be like, hey, you guys want some wine?
I don't know about all that.
We already have our theory that the centaurs use their own blood for their weapons. The paintball guns are actually just filled with their blood.
I see it.
Yeah, that's all I have to say about them. There's not a whole lot going on there.
Yeah,
but they turn into plants.
You found something. I'm proud of you.
I found it. You're welcome.
What's that, Owen?
My brain just finally registered paintball. Paintballs filled with their blood. That's a lot of blood.
It would be a lot of blood, yeah.
It would.
They are big animals. And just mine a blood drive, but it's just to get in. And then you just put it
No, that's what we were envisioning too. It's just okay, every time they want to make weapons, they just start a blood drive. And they had a really big one before this.
Completely the opposite to our blood drives. Come, instead of come save your fellow creature, it's come destroy others.
Yeah, very different vibe, I bet.
I mean, centaur blood is poisonous, so it's not like they can save anyone with it.
They can save their own.
Yeah, other centaurs, Charlie, come on.
Only other centaurs, no one else. We cannot transfer it between species.
I mean, normally you can't do that anyway, so.
Can humans use pig blood? Because we can use like pig livers and stuff.
I wouldn't see why not, but also, like, I wonder what blood types pigs have. You know what I mean?
Blood transfusion.
I'm just wondering what would happen
Human.
if you transfused a god's blood into like a person or a
Xenotransfusion
Turn the
uses
shit outta
non-human
you.
animals to aid the source of the blood transfusion of human animals.
Yeah.
Pigs. Yeah.
Nice.
pretty cool.
Oh, they've tested many different animals.
That sounds dangerous.
You know, it's because Cersei.
I can't see the years, so I'm gonna hope that it's them just like in a petri dish pushing them together and see what happens, rather than old school.
Fun.
Oh, pigs can produce type O if genetically modified.
Fascinating.
And like, is it specifically O negative that's like the hardest one or whatever?
O's in general are good.
Well, it's like you can't. They can only transfer to each other, but they can also transfer.
The
anyone-
universal
O's
donor.
are the universal donor.
Yeah, they're universal to everyone else, but they can only take
Yeah.
Yes.
for themselves. Yeah, fun stuff.
I actually have no idea what my blood type is. I should know that. I do not.
I'm
I
pretty
don't
sure the
care.
hospital knows my blood type, but I do not. Yeah, O
Wow.
negative's universal donor.
All of us are terrible.
Isn't that shit supposed to
fine.
be in your driver's license or some shit? I do not think that's on there.
Definitely not for us.
I don't think so.
I don't know. I feel like I've read that before, but it's
I feel like it should be like
It
like
should
what you're
be,
saying
right?
sounds logical to me, but
No, that's wild. That's whack. Why would it be on something to prove that you can drive a car?
if you're
Because
in an accident.
yeah, if you're
Because your donor thing is on there. if you're a
yeah,
donor.
so like if you're in a horrible
No, that's a
accident,
separate-
then
oh
they
no, we're also auto donors now.
yeah. So in
We
the US,
officially in
your
an
donor
opt-out
status,
system.
yeah.
And before that,
Hold
it was
up.
a separate card
I have to
altogether.
find my driver's license. Give me a sec. I don't think it's on there, but I feel like it should be, right?
let me check this out. Blood type on driver's license.
There's got to be certain states or something.
Yeah, no, because it's not required to show proof of your blood type to have it appear in your credential. That's not what I'm asking. Google, why
Yeah, it's
isn't
not,
your
if
blood
it's not
type
required,
listed?
it's not there.
It's not required.
Yeah, it's not on mine.
Virginians add their blood type to their driver's license. Thank you, Virginia.
Only Virginia. Thanks, Virginia. Seems very sensible to me.
Nah, you just gotta be good at driving. Don't get in crashes. Mate,
What
some of
happens if someone hits you though,
the-
and
They
you're
shouldn't
not
have
at
their driver's
fault?
license in the first place, unless you're a male between
Yeah, most of this is
18
about
and
how
25,
Virginia
and
can.
then 40% more chance of actually getting in a wreck. What?
All right. I guess we could talk about Percy Jackson now that we talked about blood and blood types for so long. This was relevant.
Editing.
Who edits that shit out? It's fun.
No, but you can cut it down.
Nah. All right. So, Selena's dying. Speaking of blood.
Damn. Yeah, you're so right.
Oop, oop.
If only they knew Selena's blood type.
No, but
Maybe
that's
they
not
could
the
save her.
problem. The problem is that she got acid spewed on her face.
I mean,
We talked about that at length last chapter. That like, she's an Aphrodite girl, but like her death is like her face, her beauty or whatever. Like,
yeah, just insult to injury, really.
Ugh.
awful. So yeah, we already know she stole Clarice's armor, pretended to be her.
Clarice
Big
is really
revelation.
mad.
And then the Ares campers, she's mad that none of them noticed, and they're just like looking at their shoes, like just don't make eye contact. We can't.
But Selena's like, they wanted to believe that I was you because they wanted to be here and help out, and like that is interesting. That hits.
Yeah.
Just knowing that, like, at this point, Clarice was like holding them back. Like, these people care about their friends.
Yeah, they do. Friendship.
Also, maybe they wanted to be at war because they're war people, but
Yeah,
I'd like
they
to
do.
believe in friendship.
Friendship.
Believe in both.
War. No, it's just the edit of My Little Pony, but it says friendship is war.
They've got
All right.
put that as a banner over their cabin now.
That sounds like an
Yes.
edgy edit that someone would have made when
And
that
then
show
it's
was
got
first coming out.
skeletal horses too with it instead. All right. Now we got the big plot twist that we were like,
That was
this
a book.
this should have been in the last chapter.
It should have,
feel
but
like-
oh well. Because it's a better cliffhanger, but whatever.
She pulls out the Kronos friendship bracelet. She was the spy all along.
He gave her a cute little charm.
Exactly. Friendship forever. But actually it was manipulation.
Because, Luke was kind of... Ooh.
Luke fucking honeypotted this girl. Can you believe this shit?
This is literally grooming. Like, he was 19, and she's only just now, like, about to go to college. So, like,
not a good look, my dude.
Not really good. So she's like, he was so charming, so handsome, but she wanted to stop helping him. And that's when he threatened her. Fun.
And Annabeth has become very disillusioned by this specifically. She's like, that's pretty fucked up.
Yeah, this is like a turning point for Annabeth. Because Luke promised that Selena was saving lives and no one would get hurt. And then Beckendorf...
Charlie got hurt.
Yeah. He's like, oh, I won't hurt him. Whatever. literally lied.
Okay. I mean, technically it's not Luke's fault that he exploded himself.
But it also is kind of, maybe this is definitely what Selena thinks, Selena's fault for telling Luke that the thing was going to happen, so Charlie got caught in the first place, so he had to blow himself up, because they knew he was on the shit,
Hey, I've been wanting to talk about this the whole book, because everything that happens is so fucked up with Selena. Like, she's so upset by Charlie's death, and she's, like, knowing that she's blaming herself that entire time. It's very upsetting.
Yeah. I mean, no wonder she just went to Clarice and just like, I can't do anything. I can't help anyone. I gotta make something right. I'm gonna bring back the Ares campers to give them some reinforcements.
And then, like, she also tells them where Percy is earlier, and, like, that's why the main lot go to Percy and they avoid the campers, the hunters, because Selena tells them. And, like, she's after like that, she's like, oh, hang on. I'm just going to depart from here and go and get more people. And then they can't use me because I'm getting more people.
Right. Yeah, if she's not there, she can't tell them anything else.
Except they know the Ares campers aren't there, so they send the Draken. So, fun stuff.
And then it kills her. Oh, full circle moment.
Yep.
Well,
so Selena says, forgive me. Clarice says, you're not dying. And then Selena says, Charlie, see Charlie. And those are her last words. Deeply fucked. Thanks, Rick.
Yeah.
Well, we know he's waiting for her.
Yep. He is waiting for her. And Clarice is like, she's a hero. Guys, nobody say anything else. That's it. She's a hero.
She's doing it with the fists, though. She's like, she's a hero. You say anything, you are getting absolutely slugged, mate. She's a hero. You are getting beat.
And I don't know, it feels like Clarice and Percy are, like, similar people in that kind of way, because he is also, like, we don't talk about anything else. Like, who does he threaten in this next page?
He sees Travis later.
Yeah.
We also heard.
Yeah. Clarice picks up a sword from one of her fallen siblings. You mean dead. You mean to say dead. Thank you.
Does he actually ever use the word dead?
Not in this chapter, I don't think. But it's one of those things where you have to do it sparingly, I feel, in your middle grade content, even when it's happening constantly.
Even when we're in a war.
It's nice to know that stakes are real in these books.
Yeah,
even though they are literal year 11.
It's fine. Everyone is dying except for our main crew, right?
Yeah, they're probably totally safe. I'm sure they'll be fine.
Maybe, who knows?
Maybe.
But time's still ticking.
You know what? We could still have my Percy becomes a vampire theory. You know? You know? It could still happen. A single choice to end his days. Just days. He could still be around for the night. It's okay. It's alright. Clarice completes the Achilles thing.
Which is so cool. Like, this slaps. Also, the fact that Percy's like, I'd like to say I helped, but honestly, she did all the work.
Literally, she just becomes a demon, fighting, like, everything in her path. And then she finds the Draken's carcass and attaches it to her chariot, just like Achilles does with Hector in mythology.
Yeah.
Like, boy.
The way that this, the blessing is described is just like in our Iliad graphic novel. I was very pleased.
Just an aura of red. We'd love to see it. That's a blessing. And now she's going a little bit batshit. I am Clarice, Draken Slayer! I will kill you all! Whoever's Kronos,
still
bring him out.
Absolutely high on the adrenaline. Like, there's nothing left to do, but the adrenaline's still pumping. She's like, more! Give me more!
And Percy's like, can you maybe chill?
It's like, give it, fine. Give time out. Time
Bring
out.
it on!
Time out. You got time. Calm down. We'll need you for the next round. Time out.
Yeah, no, she just, like, destroys all the monsters that are near them, and then they all retreat. It's fine. It's good. And no one's left at camp, apparently, except for Argus and the nature spirits and the dragon.
So this chapter has a very specific theme that, like, a lot of little seeds that have been put into the book are going to be tied in this very neat little bow by the end of this chapter, which I really, really like. And this little conversation that Percy has with Chris here is one of the first, like, pieces of that, which is, like, Chris is saying that Clarice was invested in defending the camp. And that's part of why, like, beyond being mad, she was also like, we should stay here because now there's nobody there. And Chris was like, it doesn't matter if we defend the camp or not. Everyone we care about is over here. So like, you know, a little bit of priority shifting, which is, I think it's very interesting.
Remember in that short story with Percy and Clarice where he saw, like, his fears and it was all of his friends at camp and camp is on fire and Clarice is there? Yeah. Maybe she took that to heart and she was just like, I have to defend camp. You know? You never know. Important question here. The doorman has disappeared. What do we think about that lore-wise? Our lore master, Owen?
Oh, I've always just see, like, Chris says, someone says the defenses are breaking down, but, like, at the same time, just gone hiding. Like, all the minor gods that live on Olympus themselves, just let go.
He could.
I'm not staying here. Let's evacuate the building, you know?
Which is what I figured when he wasn't there. But when they say, like, the defenses are breaking down, it does make it sort of feel like maybe he's a construct of the building, that, like, he doesn't exist anymore, because, I don't know, that...
like
I don't necessarily believe that, but it's interesting.
The key card thing, like, you no longer needing the key card and you can just go up and down freely. That kind of makes sense in my head. Like, everyone's weakening, the hold they have is slightly weakening, so it's a bit more free to get through. But I truly think the doorman's just gone, peace out.
Like, he left his book
as he
face
should
out on the desk, and he just, like, went up to Olympus, maybe? Like,
no. He's dip. Like, all the gods that live on Olympus, he's dipped. They've gone into hiding. Wherever they all end up at.
I honestly don't know where all those guys are, because we know where the Olympians are. The 12 of them, they're fighting, what's his fucking face, Typhon?
Yeah.
Looks like we don't really mention all the minor gods and stuff. I guess that they are just, like, hold out in whatever their own little hovels are.
They might have gone back to Greece and, like, just hanging out in Greece. You know?
I mean, true.
I'm having thoughts forming. Like, what if? Does that make sense, though? My brain is just like, what if this man was, like, actually just, like, Hestia in disguise, like, protecting, like, Olympus, protecting the hearth or something?
And then, like she
we don't
doesn't have the
anymore.
energy anymore, so she withdraws it back to herself so she can focus on the hearth.
Because we know the gods can be at, like, multiple places at once.
Yeah.
You know? They can do all that shit.
That's a possibility. So I'm still thinking about the minor gods, though, now that we, like, don't necessarily know what their deal is, because they're definitely not helping. So, like, that could also, like, you know, tie into the theme of the chapter of, like, they're all holed up in their own little, like, seats of power, wherever those are, and, like, trying to protect their own space instead of worrying about the collective hearth, you know, like they should be, like Percy is trying to now.
Yeah.
Before we move on from the guard thing, just are you going to read the Demigod Diaries? Because I know you're non-spoiler people. And then I will not state my theory.
All right. Now I'm curious, though.
But if you know, for the people that know the spoilers already, the Son of Magic, how it ends with the dude, main character of the story, that his form.
I've never read the Demigod Diaries before, so I have no idea what y'all are on about. Very exciting.
We're gonna read here's just a little thing for you and all the listeners. After we finish Last Olympian, we're gonna be reading Percy Jackson and the Singer of Apollo, a story that I've never read before. But it happens before Heroes of Olympus, so it's going in here. We're reading the Diary of Luke Castellan, Percy Jackson and the Staff of Hermes, and Son of Magic.
It's Son of Magic. It's in Son of Magic.
I got you. Because, like, those are all short stories that are relevant to, like, this series and happened before Heroes of Olympus. So makes sense. Put him there.
It'll be very exciting.
Go into Kane Chronicles. All right. So, yeah.
So Travis says that we are going to need reinforcements or else we are not going to be able to hold this spot. And Connor's like, we ain't got no reinforcements. And Percy's like, perhaps I could have a plan. And he sends off Mrs. O'Leary without technically explaining it to us, but like, we all kind of get it.
Yeah, Mrs. O'Leary, you gotta go do something.
It's how they build suspense sometimes in books like this. Like Rick is like, you know what? If I tell you the plan, it spoils the plot twist. Even though you are currently Percy, I can't tell you exactly what Percy said.
Exactly.
If you haven't got the clued in brain, you don't know what's going on about that.
Yeah. This is very, very much a setup chapter. Like, and I'm honestly enjoying that, you know? Give us a minute.
It sets up like 5 different things, but also knocks down 3 of them within itself.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then Linnaeus dies. He got a spear in his belly and he turns into a plant.
Into a laurel.
Oh,
very cool.
No.
I think this is a good scene. Honestly, a little sad about it. Grover looks really sad about it.
Yeah, despite this man like saying so many horrible things about Grover's like,
he's an old man, wasn't he? He's like a staple of the satyr community.
I mean, true.
Literally, like one of the oldest satyrs. So he's gonna be planted in the gardens
on Olympus. Like, it's a huge honor. Good for him. He died valiantly in battle, presumably. I mean, we don't know how he got a spear in his belly.
We have no idea. But for now, Grover just holds him like for a while.
Just holds him. Mud, cup him.
Yeah, there is no pot for this plant to go in.
It's just in his hands, and then I love when he starts showing him to people. He's just like, "Look, Linnaeus turned into a plant."
Like it's a good thing. Yeah.
Like, bro,
that's
that means he died.
Like,
it's a good plant. It's a good ass plant.
Especially in the Greek world, it's a great plant.
And Grover's jealous.
Grover's like, maybe I get to turn into this one day.
I'm sure Grover's going to be just as beautiful as a plant someday.
Yeah.
Hopefully a less violent death for the buddy, but, you know.
We can plant him right next to Juniper.
Oh, shit. That'd be really sad. Like, I know that we have our whole, like, satyrs turn into dryads, turn into satyrs thing, but, like, presumably in actual lore, they just turn into regular plants. And imagine if you were a dryad and your former lover was just turned into a regular-ass plant and, like, planted next to you and you had to look at them every day and you couldn't communicate in any way. I don't know. It's kind of a horror concept to me.
You're welcome. Yay.
Instead of a picture frame of them, it's just their plant.
Yeah.
Like, basically, that's their corpse, you know?
It is their corpse. Yay! It's if you just, like, lived right next to your lover's gravestone. Just right there. It's
just,
fine.
like, next to your bed. Like, I don't know, if you had an urn and you kept it, like, on your bookshelf, like, on your nightstand, you know? I mean...
That's a better way, at least.
Yeah, that's... I guess that'd be fine, but, like...
Or leaving it on your mantelpiece for everyone to see.
But it's not dead, is my thing. It's like if your lover was like brain dead in a coma and you had them in a huge glass case and you put that in your bedroom. You know? Like in Miraculous Ladybug.
Can you shut the fuck up? Shut the fuck up right now.
We need to move on.
I hate you. Annabeth is talking, and now, yeah, like we said, she believes Luke is no good.
Okay,
she hopes Percy is happy.
Yeah, that really affects me. Like, she's like, I hope you're happy. She's like clearly very upset, and Percy's just like, that doesn't make me happy. Like, she's just not dealing very well.
Because he doesn't want to be like, ha, I told you so.
Right.
No, it's like,
No, that's a you thing, Annabeth. Calm down.
Like, that
she's kind of trying to, like, goad him into arguing with her, because I think it would make her feel better. But she just has to, like, live in this world now where Luke is a piece of shit.
Yeah, I mean, hey, Percy's already had to go through this and been affected by it for a while, so...
And Grover's just doing one-liners off on the side, because he doesn't know what else to do with his little laurel plant.
Yeah, he's like, well, it's good to be together again, arguing, almost dying, abject terror. Oh, look, it's our floor.
Very good line. I hope that is in the television show verbatim.
Oh, absolutely. Aryan would kill it. So Mount Olympus is depressing. We already said there's like no one, all the gods are gone.
Yeah, just Apollo campers doing triage.
And Percy finds, hey, look, Raye, it's your brother. Pollux.
Yay!
He's got a broken arm, but he's okay. He's fine. He can fight with the other hand.
I forgot about this scene. I love this because he's like, I can go back out there, and Percy's like, please don't. Actually, stay here and stay safe as a personal favor. And he's like, what do you mean? We're not even like friends. But it's because he wants to keep him safe for his dad. And
No, look, Percy is both a nice guy, but also doesn't want to get turned into a dolphin. So he's like, he's like,
yeah.
So your dad kind of half told me to protect you, but I'm not gonna say that. So can you just like stay here?
Just chill out
for my mental health and for your well-being. Thank you.
Yep.
Yeah, given Dionysus's power set literally for Percy's mental health, he needs this guy to stay here.
Hey, he could always turn Percy into a dolphin, and then Poseidon could still go and see Percy.
Aw, how nice. Yeah, dolphins are smart. I'm sure it wouldn't even be that different.
Dolphins are dangerous.
Annabeth would be like, wow, Percy, you're so smarter. You're so much smarter now that you're a
She
dolphin.
would. She would totally say that. 100%.
Oh my goodness. So, hey look, this is kind of terrifying, but Rachel is here on Olympus, and she's got hope, she's got the jar.
I always imagine I giving it a big bear hug.
Yeah.
She seems a little entranced by it. She's like running her fingers down it, and she's like, hope, so fragile. Like,
ooh.
A little spooky.
Yeah, and then Percy's having a flashback of moldy sandwiches and burned cookies when he sees her bright green eyes, you know?
Gasp.
So he's concerned, and she's just like in a trance.
And he's like, give me the jar.
Yeah. So we break her out of it. Annabeth and Grover leave.
Annabeth is still not happy, but she's like, fine, you gotta talk to your other girlfriend for a little bit. Come on, Grover. Let's go look for traps.
Listen, Annabeth is not happy that Percy wants to be Polly and didn't ask her first, okay?
No, yeah, that's not cool, technically. Except for the fact that none of them are dating, and so, like, it's not her business. Whatever. I don't care. It's fine.
No, they're not exclusive yet.
Exactly.
True.
Exactly.
They're inclusive.
Except she ain't.
It's true. She ain't inclusive. Grover, just him saying I love traps with no context. I'm seeing Fred Jones from Mystery Incorporated right now. The ghost of him. Like, yeah. Anyway.
Go look for treasure.
The fuck up. Yeah, so Percy nudges Rachel over towards Hestia. It's like, I want you to meet her. She's pretty cool. She's like my favorite goddess, actually, because she hasn't tried to kill me.
The bar is low, but there is a bar.
There is. She's pretty cool. And Hestia has been expecting Rachel at this heart. Huh.
Fascinating.
We get a bunch of fun images in the fire. Percy sees Sally, Paul, and him eating Thanksgiving dinner. Him and his friends at the campfire, singing songs. And Rachel and him driving on the beach.
Which is a very interesting inclusion because the other two actually are like hearths. They're like fire. But like, that's just, you know, them hanging out. And so it really makes it clear that like,
it's the beach.
It's the comfort and the company that are important.
It's the beach.
I mean, home is where the heart is.
I mean, that's right there. I mean, that's not said in the chapter straight up, but it might as well be.
But I guess it's also where the hearth is.
The hearth is where the heart is.
Yeah, so Hestia's like, you must let go of your distractions. It's the only way.
What, this one I'm holding right now? What?
I'm sorry, I'm gonna relate this again to Avatar because, listen.
Oh, yeah, I mean, true.
Listen. It's literally like the guru thing right here. You must let go of your earthly attachments.
And become one with the cosmos.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Rachel's on her way to becoming the Avatar is what's happening.
Yes! But instead she glows green instead of blue. Yeah? You already said her eyes were glowing green in this chapter.
They didn't actually say that. It just said bright. So I think maybe you're spoiling.
Spoiler.
She was already compared to May Castellan
Vaguely.
in this chapter and in a different chapter. So.
I mean, when I was a dumbass 13-year-old or whenever the fuck I read this, I probably didn't pick up on it. So
I think this was one of the only ones I did pick up on.
You know, boys are a distraction.
I mean, sounds like she should just go join Artemis or some shit.
Maybe,
but
you know what? That's what's happening. She's gonna be the avatar of Artemis, you know? Living it up with the hunters. She's replacing Thalia.
How come every girl who Percy is friends with has to renounce boys?
Except for Annabeth.
Maybe she will too. Who knows? Maybe he's just it's like when you're a dude and every girl you date ends up being a lesbian.
It is Percy. No, that is Percy. 100%.
I was just running through them all in my head, and all but one that he's close friends with, it does happen.
Yeah. He just has that energy, which doesn't necessarily mean there's anything wrong with you as a dude. It actually means that you have like a little bit of lesbian energy, which is good, I would say.
Trans girl Percy confirmed. I'm just saying. Trans girl Percy.
I mean, it would fix her.
Exactly. Annabeth's still into her. Yeah, so Rachel breaks up. Even though they're not dating.
Yeah.
But she can't say anymore. That's it.
Haha, funnies. Rick's holding stuff off.
Yeah.
Then we get the line, the best line of the book, when he hands over the jar.
Which best line?
It's the best line of the book when he hands over the jar. It's my favorite.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. No, you're right. Yeah. Also, Annabeth and Grover just, like, come back, and that's when he's like, Hestia, take the jar. This belongs at the hearth, but also, I won't be tempted by it if
because
it's in the
home
hearth.
slave survives death at the hearth.
It's beautiful. Yeah, this part is where Percy kind of ties it all together for us in a very nice little bow. Prometheus is like, your home's gonna be destroyed, your precious camp is gonna burn, but then he kind of figures out that the camp isn't the home, it's the people. And like,
the camp is the friends we made along the way.
And like, it's a lot of these people, it's the Ares cabin, and it's Hades, and it's everybody else who is trying to protect and like keep to themselves because, you know, they want to be safe. But Percy realizing that that's just not the way that we are gonna be able to win this. Like, if we want to get out of this, then we're gonna have to do it together. And that's when he gives up hope. And that's when he makes his cool plan to get up on the chair.
It's some good shit.
Game theory. It's all game theory. Everything's game theory.
I like that none of it is like spelled out like in words. I like that it's very much like implied by like connecting all of these ideas together and like letting the reader kind of put it together themselves. I thought that entire page was very effective. That's all. Moving on.
We also have to drink because they said the name of the book again.
Oh, good.
I think we heard it like once more when we met Hestia. I think we heard it, and now we hear it again. So,
well, she is the titular character.
Yep, there she is. I do love Hestia.
Literally the best goddess. Okay. All right. So, Percy goes on to the throne. This is fun.
This is the titular hot seat. If you haven't worked it out.
Yeah. Right.
Just in case, we're now, as per usual, 2/3 into the chapter, and we get to the reason the chapter's called the chapter.
Yep. Yeah, very good.
This is where it's important.
I do like that Poseidon's chair is a deep fishing seat. Deep sea.
Of course.
Yeah, fishing seat chair. Wow.
It's cool.
I could not say that. Anyways.
Words are hard. Grover and Annabeth are trying to convince him, don't go on the seat. You could be smited.
It would be bad for your health to do that. And he's like, well, I gotta get Dad's attention. And he's busy, so.
You know what? He's like kind of invulnerable. He can't right now. Okay, he's fine.
Maybe, who knows?
So they have to boost him onto the throne because it's super big.
I love that. That's just imagining tiny little Percy on this enormous throne.
Yeah, like his legs are like hanging off the side. It's so cute. Poseidon almost kills him, which is cool. But Percy's like, no, I just needed your attention. Sorry. This is the only way I could do it.
Poseidon's always been a very chill Olympian, specifically to Percy, but even with the explanation, he's still kind of like really pissy that Percy's in his chair, which I'm amused by.
You're getting to see the usual Poseidon rather than the Percy Poseidon.
Yeah, Percy's
Please don't hate me, son Poseidon.
Yeah. Yeah, Percy basically explains what we've all been saying here is like, yeah, Kronos sent the other gods after you to like keep you divided. Like, you need to stop defending your home and defend your real home over here, where it's important.
This is where your family is. Like, even if his undersea palace survived everything that's going on right now, it wouldn't matter if Olympus fell. Like, yeah, you gotta change up your priorities, old man.
Oh, was it in America? Okay, sorry, you said house divided and my brain started going, what's that quote?
Yeah, a house divided against itself cannot stand.
Yeah, there's another good euphemism that could have been in the chapter verbatim, but wasn't, because Rick is more clever than that. Haha.
I'm gonna say where I remember this quote from every time. I remember it because of Night at the Museum, not because of actual history class.
Good.
This is how my brain works. If it's in a piece of media, I will remember it better than if it was in a class. Yeah. Also, we hear that Tyson's still been fighting. He's still saying peanut butter as his battle
And he's
cry.
doing great. I'm very proud of him.
We love it. I want to know.
I fucking love the exchange here where he's like, my son, pray this works. And Percy's like, I am praying. I'm talking to you, right? And he's like, oh, yes, good point.
I want to know about this game room. It took him 600 years to make. I want to know what's in this game room.
Yeah, like, what kind of game room? Like, life-sized battleship.
That's it. That's the only game.
That's the only game.
It's just battleships, but it's like submarines. They're underwater. Oh my god. Percy apparently had turned pale and started smoking while he was on the chair. That's why it's the hot seat.
Damn, my boy, lighten up. Getting toked.
Light on
Ciao. You said lightning, sorry.
God damn it.
I've been getting these videos loads of I bet you never seen X hit by lightning. And just like it's a nice day or like and then they just go ka-chow with the lightning car past the camera. Like McQueen car. Just ka-chow. Every single time. I've been getting a lot of them. I don't think it's a new trend. I think they've just started recirculating for me.
Oh, okay.
Because I used to get them and then they've suddenly come back. I don't know.
Well, the chapter is basically over. Percy did not spontaneously combust.
He could have, though. Couple more minutes.
Yeah. Thalia comes in and her bow is snapped in half and she has no more arrows. That's concerning.
Truly.
It's about to get real.
There's a Homestuck character who wants to be an archer but is too strong to hold bows, and so every time he tries to draw them, they snap in half and then he beats people with the two halves. So that's what I'd like to imagine her doing now.
You made me sad when you said Homestuck, but then you made me happier.
Yeah, you like that?
Because that's how Thalia would do it. We've already established that she's a barbarian.
True.
Lada.
So, Kronos is coming back, and we're gonna have to deal with that next chapter.
Oh no. Not again.
There's only like 5 more chapters left. I think this might be the last time you see him.
We're gonna see. We're gonna find out. God damn, we are so close to the end.
I think Kronos destroys the world, and then the rest of the series is actually like the next race of humans that comes after. Prometheus has to make them all again. Right? That's what's gonna happen, right?
Who knows?
That's one of the categories of fear in the Magnus Archives.
There's definitely not another 10 books based specifically in the Percy Jackson world that may contradict that.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
They could be post-apocalyptic. We don't know. We'll find out.
They could be fanfics. Maybe Rick makes his own fanfiction. You don't know. Maybe it's a prequel.
Maybe it's the same story up until that point every single time.
Oh, yeah. That'd be fun. That'd be interesting. Like Stephanie Meyer keep rewriting Twilight.
just from different perspectives. You get a full book from Travis's point of view.
I would love that, honestly. I want to know everything about what he's up to.
Or it's just a book of everybody, but they're gender bents. Even the gods. All right. Well, Owen, where can the people find you on the internet?
On the internet, you can find me at _mist on Instagram, where you can, from there, or from where you're currently listening to this podcast, go and find my podcast, Through the Mist, which is a Royniverse lore and theory podcast. Charlie's been on once. We talked about satyrs. That's the whole reason I'm here, because Charlie went, "Oh, satyr died. We did that. Come on this one."
Yeah, exactly. And
It's all coming together.
I think the most recent one you did was one that I suggested, the curses. I think that was because Raye and I were talking about that, and I was like, I need to ask Owen to do this and more.
I knew that one came from someone else, but I had genuinely forgotten to write down who, so I couldn't say this idea came from Beck. So so there, the latest one was curses that I put out. I don't know what I'm doing next, but I know you want your way. That was someone else's quote. Don't worry about it.
Do you have any?
Come find me on whatever you're listening to now. Just stop listening to this and write Through the Mist and
just go. We'll see you in like a minute. You can run through the credits after. Just follow Owen first.
Yeah, exactly.
Owen, do you have any media plugs for us? What have you been consuming recently that you think people would like, or that you just want to talk about?
Well, I mean, a big one that has done the rounds on the internet and is Hazbin Hotel, which I have really enjoyed. Really enjoy that.
I've never watched it through, but my roommates are very into it.
It's good, and as you might guess, I enjoy usually the worlds that these places are in more than necessarily the characters or stories. I get very into the worlds, hence why I have a theory lore podcast. And there's so much lore about this show that I'm like, gimme. So I am excited because apparently through sources there's a second season coming on. I need more. I need answers.
Hell yeah. I'll go. We did a Danny Phantom episode for the bonus podcast that should come out in a little while. So I've been rewatching Danny Phantom. Speaking of shit with lore, that we the Danny Phantom fandom, their lore goes fucking deep. I would recommend checking out the show. It's one of those things where it's like kind of silly, and then like you think about any of the implications and you're like, God fucking damn. Holy shit.
Is it like the Cars universe? Like
I mean, kind of, I guess.
If you think too hard about the Cars universe, it gets very weird.
Yeah.
Like they have airport security in Cars, so I saw this one recently. So it's they have airport security in Cars. You can see it in Cars 2 with metal detectors. It's a gag, but if you think about the lore and the reasons that airport security came in place, I'm not going to go any further than that on this show.
Yeah.
And there's questions because airplanes themselves are sentient, so
yeah, damn,
there are questions.
There sure are.
And then where do new cars come from? Cars lore does also go crazy if you think too hard about it.
So Danny Phantom is a show about ghosts that was shown on Cartoon Network, where Nickelodeon, goddamn, you're right, damn. Well, anyways, the network was like, hey, you can't have death be in your cartoon. And it's like, it's about ghosts. So technically, none of the ghosts are the souls of the deceased, except for the ones that definitely are. And it's very fascinating to think about the implications of that.
Yep.
The main character is a half ghost, which, does that mean he died? Maybe.
Is he dead? Is he alive? Is he Schrodinger's Danny Phantom?
As Spectra says in that one episode, what is he? Is he a ghost pretending to fit in with humans, or a freaky little kid with freaky little powers? Who could say? He doesn't know.
I'm so glad I got you back into this.
So yeah, I've been rewatching Danny Phantom. It's been a great time.
I love that for you.
It's definitely a product of like 2004 or whatever, but like, in a way that's kind of charming. And also, I like to think about the implications.
Implications are fun sometimes. Only sometimes.
Amazing. So I was catching up on all the Marvel shit that I missed. I finally watched Loki season 2. You know, some good stuff going on there. You know, do you like time travel? Yeah,
I do like time travel. I've never watched any of Loki.
It's a bit. If you're wondering what sort of time travel is this one, it's a bit more Back to the Future and a bit in its process.
Not my most favorite time travel system. I like
It's
stable
fine.
time loops.
Nah. There's nothing stable about this time. Nothing. It's good. It's fine. I enjoyed it.
All right. That's all we need.
That's all you need. Sometimes I just enjoy media.
Yeah, I always have to rant about my plugs. Sorry. Anyways, you want to release us from this mortal coil, just like Teeny Phantom?
I will release. Yeah, actually, get out of my cabin. I'm about to like press this button to like open up the ghost zone.
Come
And,
on,
like turn it on. I'm currently in the ghost portal. I'm turning it on. I'm gonna
That sounds
die.
like a terrible idea. Okay, we're getting out of the cabin because we're all going to the Empire State Building to help with the war effort.
Going on a bear hunt. We're not scared.
Owen,
no! It's Coronas! We can't go over it.
You say that on your recent episode, and I'm having flashbacks to work right now.
I love that this episode ending has devolved into like 3 different references.
Never listen to my podcast. If that's somehow I do that all on my own.
Owen records alone, and it's abject chaos.
It is.
Goodbye, everyone.
Bye.
Go listen to Through the Mist. Go listen to Through the Mist.
Hello, listeners! Editing Charlie here with a patron shoutout. If y'all didn't know, our $10 and up patrons now get a shoutout on the pod. So now, I get to shout out our lovely God Complex level patron, Matt. Matt is so wonderful and has been a supporter since we started the OTAG Patreon. Thank you so much for all your support, bud.
You can follow this podcast socials at Of the Eldest Gods Pod on Instagram and Tumblr, and at Of the Eldest Gods on Twitter. You can send us an iris message through oftheeldestgodspod@gmail.com. If you'd like to support us financially, join us at patreon.com/oftheeldestgods. By becoming a patron, you can join the Deus Ex Media Discord server, where you'll be able to chat with us and other listeners about episodes and anything Percy Jackson related. Our $5 patron tier also gets you access to Against All Odds, our monthly bonus show. There, we'll talk about a wide variety of topics, which usually have something to do with mythology. No promises. You can check out our merch store on Redbubble to find custom designs made by Charlie. Or if you cannot or do not want to support us financially, we'd really appreciate a rating, a review, or letting your friends and followers know how much you love the podcast. That really helps. You can find me, Raye, at HeyHeyRaye, spelled R-A-Y-E, on Twitter. If you want to hear more from me, check out Barbie Movie Slap, a podcast where my co-host Ted and I discuss Barbie's cinematic universe. That podcast Twitter is at Barbie Slaps.
And you can follow me, Charlie, at GreenPixie12 on most platforms, but on Twitter I'm at GreenPixie123, which I'm totally not salty about. I also have an art Instagram at GreenPixieDraws. I sometimes do the YouTube thing on my channel, Charlie Mac. That's M-A-C-K. Our music was written by Isabel Strauss-Riggs and recorded and edited by Ian M. Riggs. You can find Izzy at Kane_I, that's I as in the body part, on Instagram and Twitter. She also currently makes video essays on the YouTube channel Kane I. Feel free to message her about making music for your project or editing your podcast. Of the Oldest Gods is proud to be part of Deus Ex Media, which features great podcasts like Content and Capable that follows Sam as he tries to figure out what it truly means to adult.
Have you ever gotten so distracted in Stardew Valley that you forgot to sleep? Have you realised that you have a whole room in your house full of dolls? Or have you even bored your friends to sleep talking about your passion? Well then, Content Capable is the podcast for you. Join me, Sam, as I chat to people passionate about what they do, asking questions about how they fell in love with their passion, what they do, and how it interacts with their day-to-day lives. Catch the podcast every Monday as I find out what makes someone tick, all while gleaning interesting and insightful life lessons along the way. There'll be laughs, a bit of crying, a whole lot of conversations, and we learn just a little bit more about the world around us.
Of the Eldest Gods is based on the series by Rick Riordan. Right now, we are discussing Percy Jackson and the Olympians. Remember to follow us on your favorite podcatcher and meet us back here every Thursday. Oh, I was thinking about how I'm a child of Dionysus and how maybe I shouldn't have picked that all those years ago or what the fuck ever, because I just do not party that much.
You don't have to party.
I should, though. I should be partying. Did you know my little sister parties like fucking hard every weekend? She lives in New York, and she was like, I used to think I couldn't afford to go out and party in New York, and then I realized what women realized decades ago, which is that you let guys buy drinks for you. And now I know I can afford to go out to party, so now she does it every weekend.
I mean, am I goth enough to be a child of Hades? No!
Yeah, we're really just living our best lives.
Except Nika, you know?
True. As far as we know, Bianca wasn't a goth. So.
Yeah, she joined the Hunters of Artemis, you know? Like...
She had weird girl energy instead.
could have been a stick nature girly, you know? Horse girl, who knows?
Who knows? Alright.
Let's get us in there.
Let's actually start the thing. They're starting the recording and then they're starting the podcast.
Yeah, those are two different things.
Mate, cold open.
Who does cold opens?
Barbie slaps? Excuse you.
We're not as cool as Barbie slaps over here.
Dave X Media.